Hiya, YouTubes. Just had something very exciting come in my letterbox today, so I reckon I'd do a little video about it. Now, I was not expecting this towards the middle or end of next week, so I was rather excited when my mail forwarder had let me know that a rather large parcel had come in. First thing I reckoned was, no way. But sure enough, yeah, as you can see, this is from New Zealand. Now, I had been wanting to get one of these machines for quite a while, but if you're not in the UK, they are very hard to find. That is, at a reasonable price. Nonetheless, just gotta open this up. Now, this particular seller that I got, which I'll post links at the bottom of the video, very, very nice book. Very helpful. So I'm extremely excited to get this awesome piece of British history. However, there's a little bit more than just that to this particular unit, but we'll get into that as I open this up further. Very nicely packed. Looks like customs may have been. Gotta love customs, but such is what you gotta do when it comes to international post. I'm just so excited. I'm looking for one of these for a fair bit of time. You have to excuse my mess. This got my testing station. Probably should have cleared it off before really starting, but bad habits die hard. The old cell phone. There we are. Now, as I had mentioned, this is an Acorn RISC machine. However, in this particular case, this is an Omnibus. And as you can see, from the CTL, from what I have read, I don't know much on Acorn machines as I don't live in the UK, but from what I read, CTL is Castle Technologies. They took over Acorn and continued to produce the RISC machines for a fair bit of time before they finally canceled everything. And the special thing about this with the Omnibus is that I don't know much about video broadcast, but apparently this was for the Omnibus system, for a TV station, a payout environment in New Zealand. So that's pretty awesome in itself. So we got a couple notes here. Power supply is set at 240. Open and move switch if you need 110. Well, I'd be good at 240, but anytime you get something like this through post, it's a long trip that it goes through, so I always like to open up and kind of go through everything before powering up. You never know. There we go. Let's lower the camera a bit. It's a different angle. Maybe you see it better. Trying not to have this video too long. But like I said before, I never had one of these machines, so this would be like a kid in a candy shop. A whole new experience for me. That was a rather interesting toolless design there. Very nice conductive surface here. Pretty important considering that the entire case is plastic. got some notes here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It says undo screw and then pull up. 110 switch is at this end. Cardboard is just for packing. Please remove. And there it looks like he did mention spring normally attached here, but it has broken. That was one thing that I have read about these Acorn machines. That this little flap, this is a common problem. I have to say, this is the kind of stuff, attention to detail, I could really appreciate that. Like I mentioned before, I post links in the bottom of the video of, you know, seller who I got this from. He said that he will have, you know, more of these machines for sale. He's got quite a few of them, and a pretty unique server 1U type of application. But it's this attention to details like this that you really just don't get from resellers. And if you don't know me, I really do not like resellers. They are like a bitter enemy to any collectors. So all they do is get in the middle and run the prices up. Anyways, get the torch on this. Yeah, okay. But it appears as if the spring goes from between there to there. I'm looking at that. Ah, okay. I can see that little tab there has gotten a bit fiddly. But I reckon that'd be a pretty easy fix. Feels like a pretty solid platform, so probably wouldn't be nothing but a piece of metal here. Screw it down with the little tab poking out that you can attach the spring to. Should be no big deal at all. This tab here feels pretty strong. So yeah, I mean, other than that, the flap feels pretty good. This is really just so much different than a PC. Totally a kid in the candy shop here. But as I mentioned before, I'll go ahead and try to disassemble this. Make sure everything's all kosher. There's, you know, nothing hiding. There shouldn't be. I mean, looking at this system, it is very clean. There we have the strong arm CPU. Focus. I don't want to cooperate. 233 megahertz version. So that alone is very nice. I believe that is one of the fastest that you can get for these machines without overclocking, that is. This is, I read somewhere you can overclock this, so that'd be pretty interesting too. And I'll probably have to edit the heck out of this video. That way, you know, you're not bored to bits. Get my torch here. Ah, okay. Right there about the center of the screen must be the screw he was talking about. So, let's go ahead and start to disassemble. Try not to make a fool of myself here. Very nice to see it's a machine thread with the brass little socket on the plastic. I forget what you call this, like a barb. Ah, okay. I probably have to take the slice off. Before I can do that, it looks like I might have to pull the podule out. Now these machines, yeah, as you can see there, apparently these machines can go 1, 2, 3, 4 slices, which that's pretty awesome. That you can increase the size here, and basically what that, you know, does is your modules, your expansions, allows you more modules with the appropriate backplane, of course. And I, not 100% sure, but I probably believe that each slice is similar, just like this. So, I mean, I don't know what you do with 4 CD-ROMs, but anyways, right. Let's get back to it. But I reckon might have to take the module another 3.5 drive out before I can get the slice out. I may be wrong. I don't know. Like I said, kid in the candy shop here. It's all new adventure for me. Ah, okay. So you got toolless tabs holding the front. Yes, definitely have to pull that module out. Here's my screwdriver. And there we go. I don't know if you can see it. It's the RS422 module. RS422, of course, notorious for automation and control. So, very nice. Now we'll go ahead and pull the processor card out. I reckon this alone is, about 50 quid or so. So I really recommend, if he has another one of these for sale, and if you want one of these machines, it's a pretty good buy. Got the two-way backplane. And my memory is kind of rough, but that looks a lot like PCI, not PCI Express now, we're talking the old school PCI. I'm not quite sure if that may be just screwed to the slice, so I might be able to, if I just pull off the cables, get away with lifting it up as one whole unit. And the survey says yes. And sure enough, that's how it's screwed. And this must be for the CD-ROM. Corporate dust, gotta love it. Nothing won't clean up to, be a breeze to clean that up. Very interesting to note that the CD-ROM, this is all one piece. So it's not just a snap panel. You kind of have to, I guess, cut it out. I'm sure it's very thin where you can just score it, but interesting that they did it like that instead of just a panel you can snap in and out. Boy, check this out. We have got another note. Go ahead and pull that off of there. Turn and lift there. And there we go. Now we're down to just the base. Let's see. Okay, it's fairly straightforward. It's definitely not an ATR ATX connector here. Oh, there's a little booger. Come on, mate. There you go. Looks like you got a little plastic cap here. Just snaps off. And that must be a switch he was talking about. Currently set at 230, which that'll work. But even just this, seeing a switch on a computer power supply and a monitor socket, that just takes me way back. You don't see that on modern supplies anymore. Of course, most of the, and I'm not sure when, but most of the ATX power supplies nowadays, they got that auto switching, auto voltage circuitry in there. Unlike these older supplies where you had a switch just like that to manually turn in and out the doubling capacitor circuit. There we are. I do gotta say, this is a very clean system. It's like the hard drive just fixed with the little metal band. Now he did mention that he had gone and pulled the battery out as it, had a slight leak, which that's a good thing. This is not bad at all, especially for the age of this machine. This is a notorious thing that kills these machines. But even regardless, so, I'm not 100% sure on this. Pulse regulations anymore just, it's way over my head. It's crazy, all the little stipulations. But last I had heard that they had gone crazy and, you can't pulse batteries. I see that a lot on the Chinese sells on eBay, that battery not included because of pulse regulations. So, I don't know. Either way, I was, perfectly okay with that battery being removed because I know that's a notorious problem. NiCads and nickel metal, they're pure rubbish. Now, I'm probably not going to put another battery in there. What I reckon I'm going to do is get a super cap. Just because, I've lost a lot of valuable equipment because of such corrosion. And even if the battery is located remotely, I've had a laptop, a 486 laptop, that had a battery remotely off of leads. The nickel metal, the corrosion wicked up the leads back to the motherboard, and that was it. She said, yep, done. That wicking effect is just totally insane. But, yep, everything looks good. Oh, there we go. I've got it loosely back together, good enough so we can do a power test. Now, one thing I had forgotten to mention is that this cell was just the RISC machine. No power leads, no, nothing else. But no worries, if you're like me, you got heaps of leads. So, you have power lead for the machine, power lead for the monitor, which, speaking of monitors, they have to have VGA. It's a retro system. Which, on that note, is hilarious because on my test bench here, that's a 1440p monitor. However, no VGA. And even on that telly there, no VGAs, HDMI only. No worries though. I've got an old 4:3 ratio HP monitor. Kinda grungy, but hey, you can't complain when you get something for free. This had come from a hospital, and the nurses, they always notes and stickers and tape all around the bezel. So, and I haven't had time to clean it up, but it'll work. PS2 keyboard. Now, I should mention an important thing about these RISC machines, specifically RISC 600, 700, and the Archimedes. I believe the 7000 is just a regular PS2. However, these machines require a special Acorn mouse. Specifically, that is a mouse that has a 9-pin DIN. However, if you ever seen a busport mouse, it's not compatible. So I've gotten this, and as you can see, it says faulty, and it's a Acorn compatible mouse. But we shall see just how that operates. Now, I do have two more things coming. An actual Acorn CRT monitor, which the first time in my life, I never reckoned I'd ever spend triple digits on a CRT monitor, considering that, nowadays you can't even give them away. However, wanting to keep everything genuine, Acorn badged monitor, as a collector, you do what you gotta do. Now I also have a BBC Micro coming, and I reckon on both of those machines the power leads, you can't remove them. So I could just snip off the plugs and put a rewirable end on. However, wanting to keep everything genuine, since these are British machines, I've gone and picked this up. Quite a nice power board. And one thing I will say about British plugs is they are quite nice. And the fact that, as you can see on this leaflet, they're all designed to be rewirable. So I should be able to remove this and put my own on. Now, I believe the British standard is 13 amperes. So I'll probably put a 15 amp lead on. Which of course means that I will also have to change the, power point on the wall to be a 15 amp, but not all that's like no big deal. So I'll be back once this is all connected. Oh, there it is. Got it all connected, ready to go. So let's hit the go fast button. I find that really hard to believe. Oh, I'm so stupid. I ain't gonna work, Houston, if you don't have the switch on. Ah. Got keyboard action. Input signal range out of range, which means it's, of course, the monitor is not happy, it's not getting a signal. Oh, I was gonna say, I don't remember a fan being in there, but the power supply does. Probably needs a good cleaning. If not, just replace it. They're cheap enough. But now I do remember reading somewhere that if that battery is dead, these systems don't like it. So I believe you have to hold down the delete key while it's powering it up. I'm not sure how long you have to hold it down. You may not have held it down long enough. Ah, yes. Didn't have the delete key held down long enough. I guess you have to hold it down long enough until you hear the floppy drive start buzzing up. At least we'll find out. But, if anything, we've got something on the screen. So, we're halfway there. Now, I probably won't edit this video out, so you can see exactly just how fast or slow this boot process is, and if anything happens during this process. Machine startup has not completed successfully. Disk error 08. At / a bunch of zeros, we will just do that to cancel for now. Whoa, yes, that left mouse button definitely has gone soft. However, I reckon that'd be a fairly easy fix. It's just a little mechanical button. We'll have to open up that. Be interesting to see just exactly what's inside this mouse anyways. All these Acorn mice are rather different. I assume it's probably much similar like the quadrature system of the busport mice, but we'll have to see. That might be a whole separate video. I did read the technical reference manual, looked at the waveforms and all that, but like I said, I'll probably post that maybe in a separate video, because that's a whole lengthy discussion in itself. And there we go. That's pretty beauty. 3.7. Yes, definitely have to fix this mouse. And we'll have to figure out what that disk error was. Seems to have gone unresponsive. We'll have to check that out. Well, I would say that would cause a disk error problem. Stupid me, forgot to plug the disk in. So, I'll reassemble this and we'll see what happens. So, round 2, fight! I hear hard drive, that's good. Look at that. There are open booth manager sessions. I don't know what that is, but that was a hell of a lot faster. Well, that left button's really gonna... It's really interesting how this changed from the Acorn symbol to... I'm guessing this hand is the Omnibus? Yes. But now we can get into the hard disk. So this is really beautiful. So yep, bloody happy with that. Can't thank you enough, Glen. As I mentioned, I got links down in the bottom of the video. For any of you who might want to check out his auctions, he said he had several machines, so yeah, you know what? It's a pretty good opportunity.